Alrighty, good evening ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Buppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters cast. Got a nice PvP for you here today. I've stopped taking from the wildcard directory and moved up this round of four, the quarterfinals I suppose you could say, or the semi-finals I suppose, round of four, of the Code S for the GSL Season 1, whatever it is. So yeah, should be pretty awesome. Let's introduce the players. Down the bottom left side of the map, a player I have not seen before, but obviously very, very good if he's at the semi-finals of Code S. He is Mr. Zest, 21 years of age, from South Korea. Plays for the KT Rolster team, which I'm not heard of before, but yeah, it's interesting. His opponent, of course, Mr. Rain, up the top right-hand side of the map. We have seen quite a few times before. He's 21 years of age, from South Korea. Plays for SK Telecom T1 team, and that's pretty awesome. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see these guys. We've seen a lot of Protoss recently, but not too many PvP games, and it looks like these guys are going for pretty identical stuff so far. Nothing really crazy going on. After the cyber core goes down is when it starts to get interesting. We got double gas here. We got double gas here, although Zest is not fully mining all of his double gases. So it's good. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing. He's obviously not going for like a super fast anything, like super fast gas heavy production sort of thing. Rain may indeed be going for it. He might be going for a Stargate, putting the pylon over there for a bit of a hidden tech, and we will see if Zest is going to be able to spot that, is going to scout out to see if it's there. Not sure if he is, but for now he's just sitting around in the base. You have a sentry coming out to scare that off, and Zest has got his own stalker and mothership core. Both players with a mothership core actually coming out, and my guess is there's going to be a Stargate, Stargate or a Twilight Council coming out over there with that pylon. But he wants to make sure he gets rid of the worker first, and that's a very, very safe thing to do right there. So Mr. Zest with a second gateway coming up relatively early, and there he goes. Twilight Council coming out for Zest back here, and a Twilight Council coming out for Mr. Rain over there. So it's going to be interesting. Both players look like they're going for Blink Tech. Rain being a little bit more secretive, so maybe he's going to try and do DTs. He's got a little bit more gas coming in, although Zest by now does have all of his workers on the gas, or as much can mine it, and pretty much identical income. So the questions we have to ask are, is Rain going to be getting... Oh, that's answered. He is getting DTs. He's got the DTs coming out. He didn't build it over there, which is surprising. He just built it all the way back here, which is still going to be very, very hard to scout. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Sending a worker out actually does get blown up, so not good. I hope he wasn't trying to build a base there, but I have a feeling that he was not. And he's just, look at this, the Stalker trying to draw the forces while the Mothership Core comes in the backside, does a straight run through, is going to be able to see the Dark Shrine as it goes up to the top side. So great scouting there by Mr. Zest, and manages to save the Mothership Core at the very, very last second. So Zest, really, really great strategy, seeing everything, and Hallucinated Oracle comes in here and sees the Twilight Council. So not really anything there that is going to cause Rain a lot of alarm, but Zest right now really does have to worry, and you can see that's exactly why he's building this robotics facility. It doesn't make sense to jump from a Twilight Council straight to a robotics facility. He's building it because he needs the detection for the DTs, and yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple of cannons coming up in front of this as well, just to make double sure that that shit is going to be sorted out. So here we go, expansion coming out, just started. This one's a little bit further along, but not too much. The DT is coming out. Do we have an observer as of yet from Mr. Zest? He's building one right now. It's going to come out pretty soon. The DT, oh, very, very nice. Zest with the eagle eye saw something was coming in from the corner of his eye. He was obviously watching this area very, very closely, and just force fielded to keep the DT out of there. Now the observer is up, and there we go. Nothing is going to be getting through here anymore. He's even pulling back a couple of stalkers just for the defense. So there we go. The DTs are going to be able to do a whole bunch of stuff across the map, though. Yeah, I mean, like a pylon out in the middle of nowhere is not going to survive. So fairly nice, but Zest with that awesome, awesome scout is, yeah, it's going to be hard for Rain to just run in and start knocking out workers is not... I mean, he's just going to be owning that stuff all over the place. So, there we go. Actually going to be knocking these rocks off. Stalkers have blink, and yeah, that's not going to be fun. Easily able to just kite that zealot all over the place. Another bunch of forces though, and Rain does have a pretty decent amount of stalkers. No observer of his own though, otherwise he could snipe this one. But yeah, he's going to be scaring those guys away quite easily. And suddenly we're getting away from the harassment units, getting more into the macro sort of tech. So the heavy army sort of stuff. So Zest getting out his very first immortal. And Rain, I'd be surprised not to see an immortal coming out of that robo facility at some point. Income wise, Rain with a little bit of an advantage. He did of course get his Nexus out a little bit earlier, so that's probably where that advantage came from. And yeah, we'll just see if he continues to do that. We've got another hallucinated unit going for a bit of a scout, which is fairly nice. Zest, I don't know if he really needs to scout tech buildings anymore. I mean, he's seen the crazy stuff that he needed to see. He saw the Dark Shrine. You can probably guess what's going to happen next. I mean, he's got Stalkers, the other guy's got Stalkers. Probably going to be Immortals out at some point. Here we go, Hallucinated Phoenix going for a ride. Not going to see anything crazy. He's going to get shot by some Stalkers, but not going to see any crazy tech. And yeah, so, oh, excuse me, a bit yawny today, but Phoenix going out, having a bit of a scout, and not going to be seeing anything. He's going to see these 3 gateways coming up, which is fairly standard, I guess, sort of, anyway. He's not going to see too many Stalkers, but of course the Stalkers are out all over the map. Phoenix coming out again, so both players really scouting hard, and we can see that Zest is actually building 3 gateways straight away, so he's like, oh, you know what? This is what Rain is actually doing. He's actually building a whole bunch of gateways. And Rain, in fact, adding 2 more gateways. So Zest, he didn't actually scout that, but he's adding 2 more gateways as well. So a total of 5. Both players going absolutely nuts. And now that the scouting has gone past, Rain is plonking down a High Templar Archives. Oh, man. Man, I'm so sleepy at the moment. I'm going to watch a movie later on as well at 8 o'clock. So that's maybe not the best decision to go out and watch that, but I don't know. Half of my friends for some reason are seeing that movie this weekend, so I'm just like, you know what? I should probably go out and see it as well. And I'm seeing it in Gold Class. So Gold Class, for you guys who don't live in Australia or know what Gold Class is, you probably have something similar in other countries, but it's a really nice big comfy chair, and they bring you dinner in the middle of the movie. It's pretty swisho, but quite expensive. So yeah, but it should be good. And I mean, what else are you going to spend money on? Like, yeah, seriously. So, knocking those rocks down. Looks like he's going for a 3rd base. Mr. Rain already got his 3rd base over here. And knocking down the rocks as well. But he actually built the 3rd base before he knocked down the rocks. So, he's going to have a little bit further ahead than Mr. Zest. And we've actually got Zealot legs coming out from Zest. Rain has already got them. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to be spotting this 3rd base. Same time, an Observer from Rain is spotting the 3rd base over there. Let's have a look at the unit count. 3 versus 4, 4 versus 2, 1 Archon, 2 Archon. So these guys very much on the same page right here. Very close to the unit count. They're very superficially different as far as what they've got going on. Zest, in terms of the upgrades though, he's got 2 weapons versus 1 from Rain. So he's definitely pushing that upgrade path a lot faster. And yeah, that's pretty awesome. So he's already got level 2 weapons. Rain has only got 1.5. And this could be an actual really good time for Zest to be moving in and starting to do some damage, which it looks like he's got the same idea as me. He's moving in, going to try and do some damage. Looks like he's heading straight for the 3rd base there. If he made just to wipe this out fairly quickly, that's going to be a nice blow. But meanwhile, we do have a bunch of guys being dropped down there. They should be able to cause a little bit of havoc, but one cannon is going to be annoying them all over the place. Meanwhile, the forces coming in here. Rain's just going to let it happen. He's not going to try and defend this. He could possibly hold the ramp. This is a very nice ramp to be holding. The High Templar coming out. They don't have Storm yet, but they could maybe feedback something. I don't know. There's not really much they could feedback except for sentries. It seems kind of a waste of their energy. But he's not actually building any storms or anything like that. He's just purely going for Archons. So the High Templar energy, it doesn't really matter. You can feedback everything. It's not a waste because you just morph into Archons anyway. So, yeah. Pretty crazy stuff going on here. But Zest definitely taking a nice lead so far in this game. Knocking that base out. And, yeah, I mean, he's got the upgrade advantage. Well, not anymore, but he is starting to get level 3, and Rain, that's a pretty hefty upgrade, so Rain may be a little while before he starts going for it, but yeah, just continuing to get more of those guys. He's currently 5 Archons over 4, still under on the Immortal count, under on this count, but he has been pushing out these Zealots quite a lot, 25 over 18, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, no, it's good. It's an interesting matchup. I don't know, I'm a little bit worried about this higher Archon count, but if the Zealots get in a good position, they could definitely make a difference, because Archons aren't very good at killing Zealots. So uphill, probably not the best position, but he's got to do something. Here he goes, sees it, just sees it, and then runs away. He'd love to go in and engage, but is he going to? It looks like he is. The time warps down here, really screwing the Zealots over, not letting them swarm in. That is going to be pretty huge for Zest, and he's doing a pretty good job, but there are more Zealots constantly warping in there, and the Zealots from Mr. Rain getting in there, doing a fairly good job, but they're sort of meeting all the Zealots over here. Archons are doing a pretty good job. He's got some hallucinations here, which is a very nice play. I like that, but Zest has his own hallucinations as well coming in, and so far it manages to take out a victory right there, really pushing Rain back. It wasn't the best situation for Rain to run up into, running up the ramp, and I mean, he was at best equal with Zest as far as the army was concerned, and now, I don't know, I mean, losing that third base is not going to be giving Rain any favours, so I don't know if he's got the advantage. I definitely think that Zest has the advantage, and I think he's got the, he's definitely got the macro. That's a very decent amount of, actually Rain's got the increased income. It's Zest with the increased gas, but overall he does have more workers, which is good. I'm already zoomed out, so there we go. He's trying to keep this third base alive, and he knows if he loses the third base, he is screwed, but the Warp Prism out there for Mr. Zest, just swarming in High Templar, sorry, Zealots. The Zealots aren't coming in, they're trying to do something, but the Immortals, despite not shooting at armored units, still manages to wipe them out pretty quickly. And yeah, Zest taking a very nice victory there against Rain, and that's quite awesome, because Rain is quite an awesome player, and Zest, relatively unknown, just goes ahead and beats him. So I very much like the play from Zest right there, and it really was this third base being destroyed that sort of tipped Zest over into just being a little bit better, into being in a better position in this game. And yeah, so great stuff there from Mr. Zest. Congratulations for a beautifully won game. And yeah, it's all good. So I will see you guys tomorrow with another one. Stay tuned. This has been Harry Muppet. Hope you enjoyed this game.